Now, we are going to work on what is called standard costing. Standard costing. So, standard costing, we are saying, or what is a standard cost? A standard cost is the cost determined by the organization. Standard cost is the cost which is determined by the organization. So we have the standard costs, which is by the organization or by the firm. And then we will have what is called the actual costs, which is the market price. Let me see the market price. So the cost determines something, the organization determines something, and then the market price is also given. So what we are going to say is that we will be looking at the standard cost and the actual cost. Let's say S is the standard cost, A is the actual cost. And then when we compare the actual costs and the standard costs, the difference, it is called variance. So variance analysis is we finding out, right? We finding out the difference between what the organization sets as its standard and what is actually the price on the market. Let me put it that way, simply for us to understand. Are you good?
Yeah.
So that's variance analysis. So we are going to compare what the standard is against what the actual is. Now, costs of production, costs. How is cost of production determined? We've learned over time that to compute a cost of production or production costs or product costs, I think cost of a product, let me use the word cost of a product. Then we have what? Product costs. What do we first state? We first go and find a what? Direct material. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So XXX, direct material, let's say this is 40 or this is 70. Then we have direct labor. This is 60. Let's say this is 60. Then we have direct expenses. When the company has direct expenses, let's say this is 10, right? Then all this gives us 140. This is called the direct costs. Then we have the variable production overhead. OH is the overhead. We have what is called, let's say this is 40, 180. This is called the marginal costs. So we can say this for 180 is the standard marginal costs or the standard variable costs. Guys, are you following? Are you following?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we add the fixed production overhead. Let's say that is 30. Together, this gives us 210, right? This 210 is called the full costs or the standard absorption costs, or we can say standard costs. Are you good?
Yeah.
Now, pay attention. Now, the standard costs is a cost which is determined by the organization. Let me say basically that. The standard cost is a cost which is determined by the organization. So what we are saying is that if there is a standard cost, this is determined by the organization. We have to go and search for um, the actual cost as well, the actual cost as well. So the actual cost is the cost which is on the market. So for example, when you are presented with question, right? The standard cost here, the standard cost here is the cost you are seeing in the cost card. So this portion of the question is called a cost card. Here, this is called cost card. Cost card. The cost card could be a marginal cost card. Watch it. It could be a marginal cost card or an standard absorption cost card. It's a marginal cost card when there is no fixed. It's a standard absorption cost card when there is fixed. Are we good?
Yeah.
Good. So we need to find the variance up here. To find the variance up here, we need the actual of whatever we're going to work out for against the standard. And in this question, what are circled is the standard, what is set by the organization. And look at the question. During the month of May, this is the actual results, actual. So all the items down here are actual results. They are actual results. Are you good?
Mhm.
Good. So now let's proceed. We are saying that we need to find the standard and the actual, which we are working on. So having gotten the standard cost card, the question is, how do we find the variance? Actual of what and standard of what are we to find? That is the next question. So what we will do is we will come in here and say for the direct material, which is an element of the cost card, we will look out for the price of the material times the quantity of the material to be used. These two factors give us the material, or help us arrive at the material cost. Labor too, we need a rate times the hours to be worked. Because it's labor, human labor hours. These two combined will give us the word labor cost. Direct expenses, sometimes or most times they do not present it. It can also be price and quantity of whichever. When it comes to variable production overhead too, we will need a rate. Because it is overhead, we will say we need a OAR. What type of OAR do we need? There are two types of overheads here. We have the fixed and the variable. So what type of OAR do we need? We need a variable. Then a variable, we multiply it by hours because mostly or sometimes overheads are absorbed on the direct labor hours. Then when it comes to the fixed too, we need an OAR. What type of OAR? The fixed OAR. Multiply by what? Also absorbed on direct labor hours. Mostly, not all the, not, let me say sometimes. So let us present it this way. Are we okay? So these two
Yeah.
factors in blue, when they multiply each other, they will be able to give us the cost of the elements of the cost card. The elements of the cost card are the direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, variable production overhead. This is an element, this is an element, this is an element, this is an element, this is an element. So when I multiply them, I'll be able to arrive at the costs of the element of the cost card. So what are we going to search out for? So pay attention. When I pick a figure like the P, I'll find what the actual of the P is. Then I'll less what the standard is. When I pick the quantity, I'll find the actual against the standard. When I pick the rate, I'll pick the actual, I'll pick the standard. When I pick the efficiency hours, I'll pick the actual, I'll pick the standard. And I'll be comparing, subtracting. Do you get it? When I pick the VOAR, I'll pick the actual, I'll pick the standard. When I pick this to actual standard, do you get it?
Yeah.
That's what we are going to do. And here is quite lengthy. We can also come with sales. So we can also come with sales. So let me put sales figure here. Let's assume the sales figure here is, the sales figure here is, some of the 400s, they were writing a paper this afternoon, so they were informing me some went, it went well for some, others never went well. Sales is, let's say, 300. So take full cost from sales. What do we have? 90. This 90 is a profit. Sales also will ask ourselves what two elements are combined to give us sales. We have the price and the quantity. So sales too, we can pick the price, find the actual, find the standard. We can pick the price, the actual here, find the sales, the standard. Am I making sense?
Mhm.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So there's it, the requirements. If you want to start solving, these are what we're going to solve. But these go with formulae or formulas. To compute all of them, we need formulas to compute them. So the formulas to compute them, this we are going to do. I'm starting with the material, right? So the material, we call it direct material variance. Direct material variance, V. So let me make the acronym DMV. That's the total. I'll ask myself, what two factors combine to give me the direct material cost? The two factors are price and quantity. So I'll come here and write price and quantity. Then I'll draw a tree. Price, quantity. This price branch is called direct material price variance. The right side is called direct material usage variance. If you don't know which one it is, you can guess it from the name. You can obtain it from the name. Direct material price is goes with the P. Then the usage you go with the quantity because you need only two items or factors to combine to get the material cost. We need the price and the quantity. So the quantity is the usage. Do we get it?
Mhm.
Then we'll find the actual price, standard price, actual quantity, standard quantity. Then we'll place negatives between them. Then I'll place the actual price differences in the brackets. Then I'll multiply by what is here. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So I'll multiply by what is there. Then the next one, I would start with this and multiply by what is on the right. Are you good? Are you good?
Yeah.
This is called direct material price variance. This is called direct material usage variance. So if I want to find the direct material variance, that is the totality, I'll say equals direct material price variance plus direct material usage variance. Are you good?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yes, sir.
Another thing which I haven't explained. When when it comes to costs, so all these here are costs. All these here are costs. The direct material, labor, expenses, variable overhead, fixed overhead, they are all costs of production. They are all costs of the products, or they are the cost of production. When it comes to costs, when the actual it's more than the standard, or when the actual minus the standard gives a negative figure, we say it is favorable. When the actual is less than the standard, or when the actual minus the standard equals positive, we say it is adverse or unfavorable when it comes to the cost items. So let me use an example for the first one. Let's say I have the business, right? It sets a standard of its standard cost of material was 50 cedis. That was what it set it to be. But I went to the market and it is now 70. Has the business lost or gained when it went to buy the material for 70? Meanwhile, it sets it at 50 cedis. Has it lost or gained?
Lost.
Lost. So 70 minus 50, is it positive or negative?
70 minus it's positive.
Is it possible? Okay, what's 70 minus 50?
It's 30. 20, sorry.
20. Is it possible or negative?
It's positive.
Is it positive or negative?
70 minus 50 or 50 minus 70.
70 minus 50
It's positive.
is 20, right?
Mhm.
So because the business estimated or the business cost is 50, but when it went to the market, it bought at 70, it has increased the cost from 50 to 70 by 20. Because the business will spend more money, it is losing our money into costs. Is it correct?
Yeah.
So we say that because the business is going to add more money to buy, it is adverse. It is adverse or what? Unfavorable for it. It's not a favorable venture for the business because it's going to increase its money from 50 to 70 before it can purchase the item. Are you good? Are we good?
Yes.
Are you writing?
Yeah.
Good. Another example. So let me clear. Now I'm changing the figures. So that's why I'm saying that when you subtract and you get positive, it's adverse or unfavorable when it comes to costs. And what are the costs? Direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, direct variable production overhead. All those that I've checked with blue and white, they are all costs. So when we are solving variance for any of these ones, it's a cost. And when we subtract the standard from the actuals and we get negative, it's
Sir, are you there?
The picture is there. The picture is there.
Yeah, I saw. That's what I was asking. So, Hadija.
She's on mute.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, ladies. I'm following, but I'm I'm a bit distracted, so I listen when I have like I get some free time.
It's Jessica.
Ah, where are the other ladies?
They are all here.
Hi.
Hi, me. But has Manuel left?
Looks like he has left.
I just joined to like he's almost done, but I'm just listening to maybe I'll get one or two things.
The one he had in the month were able to join.
It was the same thing he was doing, but I was distracted in between, so I wasn't really concentrated. It was the same thing he taught me. And his writing, I couldn't see well. So when I come and meet the workings, I'm not able to copy because he has done a whole lot. Hmm.
So, I'm recording, so kindly mute when you are communicating. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So again, now we are going to the next one, the costs. When assuming with this first scenario, I used A was 70, it was higher than the standard. Here, the standard is now 30. The actual is 30, the standard is 60. These are monetary figures. When you subtract, what do you have?
30.
Subtract, what do you have? 30 minus 60.
Negative 30.
Come again?
Negative 30.
Pay attention. So now you set, when it came to costs, you estimated that, or the cost you incurred was 60. Now you went to the market, similar item, it is actually sold on the market for 30. Are you getting it? You estimated that the cost price is 60. You're going to buy a material. You estimated that it is 60. You went to the market, it is 30. Have you gained or lost?
You've gained.
And you bought it at 30. Have you gained or lost?
You've gained.
I've gained 30 because my estimation was higher above the actual price, and the difference is 30. So because it's negative, it's favorable. But that's the interpretation. I can also swap it and make it standard first, actual second.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sir, please kindly hold on.
Oh, I'm not going to.
So we are saying that the actual is 30 and the standard is 60 in terms of costs. So if you estimated your cost to be 60, you went to the market and you realized that it is 30 cedis, you saved money. So it is favorable for the business that the market price is lower than the standard price, which they set. As I said, the standard price is the price set by the organization. The actual price is the market price. Let's put it that way. So whenever you subtract it this way and you get negative, it means when it comes to the cost, it means that the standard price was higher and but the actual was lower. So at the lower of cost, so it was favorable for the business. The business has 30 cities. So it's favorable. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
All right, now let's move on. We are going to look at this is in relation to costs. What about in relation to sales? When it comes to sales, is the opposite. Sales is saying that when the actual is more than the standard, right? Or actual minus sales. If the selling price, sales is the opposite. When you subtract and you get negative, it is adverse or unfavorable. Let's pick an example here in blue. An example. Actual minus sales. Let's say we estimated to sell it at 8 cedis. That's the selling price. But when we went to the market, we actually sold it for 12 cedis. Are you getting it? Let me use the other way. We actually stated it to be okay. We actually estimated it to be 12 cedis. When we went to the market, we sold it for 8 cedis. Right? We estimated the standard sales, let's say the selling price. We estimate from the business said it for 12 cedis. We went to the market. When we sold it, we got it for 8 cedis. Are you good? Have the business gained or lost money? Okay. When you subtract, what do you have? 8 minus 12, what do you have?
-4.
-4. So the business estimated to sell it for 12 cedis. But when they went to the market, they rather sold it for 8 cedis. They sold it for 8 cedis. Have they lost money or gained money?
Lost.
So because they've lost, when you subtract and it's negative, it is adverse or unfavorable. That's what I'm trying to illustrate down there. But when the actual is less than the sales, or actual minus sales will give you a positive figure, it is rather what? Favorable. So when it comes to sales, in other words, of all these direct whatever variable, it is only sales which will go with the second option. This option is only sales. All the direct material, direct labor, variable overhead, fixed overhead, all will go with cost. They will go with this option. Do we get it?
Yeah.
But that's out of the way. Let's continue. Now, so you are calculating the variances. So if I want to find direct material price variance, this is the formula I'm going to quote. Are you good?
Yeah.
Now, after the material, what is the next cost element? Direct labor. Direct labor. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So direct labor. Direct labor variance. Watch another way. If you want to know the two factors to combine to have the direct labor costs, look here. This is direct wages. It's also called direct labor. What item do you see here?
I canceled the Uber, so
Okay.
unless it's the one that.
Are you following?
Says
Amount
prices
per
hours.
hour.
Huh?
You see
Hello?
the price, but it's called the rate
Okay.
times what? The hours or times R. That is what would help you obtain
I
the
mean, I don't know the name.
direct labor cost. It's the same as here. Rate times hours will give us the 60. So when you write it this way, you come with a tree. This is rates. This is hours. It is called material direct labor rates variance. Direct labor rates variance. Then the hours is called direct labor efficiency variance. Direct labor rate, direct labor efficiency. So we come in actual rates, standard rates, actual hours, standard hours. Then we place negative in between them. We will say actual rates minus standard rates times AH. Then we come standard rates times actual hours minus standard hours. Are you good?
Yes.
Then we'll say this is the direct labor rate variance, direct labor efficiency variance. So what is the total direct labor variance? If you want to find the total direct labor variance, what is it? It is the direct labor rate variance plus direct labor efficiency variance. If I add both, they should give me the total direct labor rate variance. Are we good?
Yeah.
So this is where it comes in. Now, what cost element is next? We don't have direct expenses. So what I'm trying to say is that, watch. I find a variance for this. I found a variance for this. What is the next variance? Overhead. Are you good?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the cost card in the questions to draw the trees. This is just an intro. So we have here as variable overhead variance, variable overhead, OH for overhead. Then we have variance, variable overhead variance. What two elements, what two factors come together to give us the variable overhead cost? It is hours and the rates. This, since it's an overhead, we wouldn't say it's a rate. We will say it is an OAR, overhead absorption rate. But there are two types. We have the fixed, we have the variable, but there is a variable overhead absorption rate times hours. The hours here is the same hours there for the labor. Is it true?
Yeah.
Watch, is it true?
Yeah.
So we construct branches. We have the VOAR and we have the hours. So we have here AVOAR, actual VOAR. We have what? The SVOAR, standard. We have the actual, we have the standard. Now, here we put negative, negative. Again, the same. AVOAR minus SVOAR. Multiply by what? AH. Then AH minus SH. We'll bring this here. SVOAR times what? AH minus SH. Are you good?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yes.
Now, here on the left branch from the top, it is called variable overhead expenditure. Here it is called variable overhead efficiency. So this is called variable overhead expenditure variance. And this is called variable overhead efficiency variance. So to find the total variable overhead variance, we say that it is the variable overhead expenditure variance plus the variable overhead efficiency variance. Are you good?
Yes.
The next one. We will come with fixed overhead. Fixed production overhead. There are two elements. So fixed production overhead. We have the expenditure, which is also known as, so here too we have OAR because it's an overhead, but we have the FOAR, which is expenditure, times the quantity. Then the FOAR, please look at the differences here. This is called a fixed overhead expenditure. Then this here is called a fixed overhead efficiency. So the fixed overhead, we have the FOAR and the volume. And the volume. And the volume, you have two parts. We have the efficiency. We have the capacity. We have the efficiency. we have the capacity. So for the FOAR, we will just say that is the expenditure. This is called expenditure, fixed overhead expenditure. We will just say that we want to find the actual expenditure minus the what? Budgeted expenditure. Are you getting it? So let me come to the fixed. The fixed, watch. We have the standard. We have the fixed, this one, for the fixed production overhead. This is the standard. Then it says the expected monthly output for the company is what? 1,200. This is also about the fixed, but then it is budgeted. From the word expected, budgeted. So it's budgeted. Then in the actual results also, we have fixed here. So on fixed, we have three elements of the fixed. We have the budgeted, we have the standard, we have the actual. Do we get it? Are we okay?
Yeah.
So this is the actual results. We have the budgeted and we have the standard. So for the fixed overhead expenditure, we pick the actual expenditure and go and set for the budgeted expenditure. We convert it to monetary. Here we have units, but I convert it to monetary value. Then we subtract. That will become the fixed overhead expenditure variance. So the question says here, calculate the fixed production overhead expenditure and the volume. The volume, you have two types. You have the efficiency and capacity. But another way to find the volume straight away is to use this formula. The SFOAR, which is the standard fixed overhead absorption rate, over the actual volume minus the budgeted volume. Are we okay? Are we okay?
Yeah.
Manuel, we can't hear you all. He's drawing, so
So
I'm sure he's
now
no, you have to go back because we didn't hear what he said.
so now the volume is taking care of. This formula will take care of the volume. So now also here we have three items we are going to deal with. We have the standard, the budgeted, and we have the actual. Are we good?
Yeah.
And we have the actual. Okay, so let's continue. Now, let's go to the last part of it. Sales price and volume profits variances. So we go. So also, if I want to find this is called the fixed overhead expenditure variance. This is called the fixed overhead volume variance. So if I want to find a fixed overhead, the production overhead variance, fixed overhead variance, It's going to be the fixed overhead expenditure variance plus the fixed overhead volume variance. Are you good?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yes.
Right. So now let's move on to the last part, the sales. So sales variance. So I need two items. Whenever I want to sell, we need two items. We need a price. We need a volume. How many are selling? So this is called the price. This is called the volume. So this is called the sales price. This is called the sales volume. Here we use our normal actual price, standard price. Right? Then when it comes to the volume, here we are going to compare. When it comes to the volume, you are going to compare the actual and the budgeted. Are you good? We're going to compare the actual and the budgeted, or the standard price and the budgeted. So one thing we're going to say is this. We are going to use the volume. We will say actual volume, budgeted volume, not standard volume. Right? Budgeted volume. Then we would say that minus here, minus there. Actual price minus standard price. Multiply by what? Actual quantity. Then when it comes to the volume, we will say actual volume minus budgeted volume, all multiplied by, look at the name. The name says what? Sales volume profits. So meaning the volume, which is the kill, should be multiplied by what? The profits. So yeah, multiplied by what? Profits. Are we good? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. In some cases, the question could end at variable overhead here. Then we will find a marginal cost card, marginal standard cost card here. If the selling price is 300, when we take the marginal cost from the selling price, what are we going to arrive at?
Fixed cost.
When we take the marginal costs from the selling price, what are we going to arrive at? So we will add 1, 2, 3. They will give us the marginal cost here. Let's assume there was no variable fixed production overhead. Marginal cost, this is the selling price. Selling price minus marginal cost, what does it give us? Contribution. So here we are going to have contribution here. Are you getting it? So if it's a contribution, the question will say actual volume minus budgeted volume times contribution margin, not profits, times contribution. Are we good?
Yeah.
But here, because we have a fixed overhead, that's why we are using profits. But if the question should end at the marginal cost, to find only marginal cost and a variable production overhead, if you are solving for the sales volume, it would say actual volume minus budgeted volume times actual units sold minus the budgeted volume, budgeted units to be sold, times the contribution margin. So it will be this. That's the contribution per unit. Are we good?
Yeah.
So we are done. This is called sales price variance. This is called sales volume profits variance. So if I want to find a sales variance, total sales variance, it will be equal to the sales price variance plus the sales volume profits variance. Are we good? Are we good?
Yes.
So we are going to solve the question. Let me end this.